Do you wake up around 4 a.m. every night? Do you check the time, see 3:58 or 4:02, and wonder why your sleep ends right there? What? You might think it's just coincidence. You might think it's age. But let me ask this. Why does it happen at the exact same time, every time? If you're above 60 and this happens often, I'll tell you right now, it's not just age. It's a pattern, a symptom, a flag rising in the dark hours that most people ignore until something tragic happens. Most elders who've died silently in their sleep, especially those who had no signs the day before, had one thing in common. They all woke up at 4 a.m., restless, dry-mouthed, tight-chested, only to go back to sleep minutes later and never wake up again. I know it sounds terrifying. Oh, it should. But what if I told you there's a reason? And if you understand that reason, you could actually stop the chain reaction before it ends in silence. Let's go there calmly, carefully, wisely, not fearfully. But you must listen to every second. If you skip a line, you might skip the one that applies to you. And if that happens, the risk stays. There are 5 core systems in your body that undergo stress during sleep between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. If any one of them is compromised, the chances of a silent sleep event go up sharply. But there's a twist most don't understand. These systems are not all physical. Yup, that's right. Some of the most dangerous breakdowns happen inside emotional systems. Let's break the layers down. First, the heart. It's no surprise that many deaths in sleep occur due to cardiac arrest. But here's what most people miss. Between 3 a.m. and 4:30 a.m., your blood pressure dips to its lowest daily level. It's a process called nocturnal dipping. For a healthy body, it's natural. For an elder with weakened circulation or irregular pressure rhythms, this dip can go too far. Once that happens, the heart senses a lack of pressure and suddenly tries to compensate, waking you up briefly. You feel restless. You shift your body. You breathe deeper. But if the body doesn't respond fast enough, the stress can hit the SA node, the heart's pacemaker, and that's where failure begins. It doesn't happen in a bang. It starts with a whisper, a slow fade, and a failure to restart. Second, the lungs. Between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., the airways tight. For most adults, this means snoring. For elders, this means dangerously reduced oxygen saturation. People with sleep apnea, even mild undiagnosed cases, dip below 90% SpO2 in these hours. The body panics. It sends a cortisol surge. Yup, the stress hormone to jolt the brain. That's why you wake up at 3:58 a.m., feeling like something's wrong. Even if you don't know what, add to that winter air, dry bedrooms, or poor sleep posture, and it gets worse. People who sleep flat on their back risk airway collapse, especially with weak throat muscles. Fatigue, loss of muscle tone, and dehydration all play a role here. You want a real fact? According to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, more than 47% of adults over 65 have unrecognized nighttime oxygen drops. That means nearly half of seniors are suffocating just enough to stress their system without even knowing it. Now, let's go to the liver. Yup, that organ you think only matters after drinking. But here's the truth. Between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., the liver is in full detox mode. That's when it breaks down toxins, metabolizes fats, and balances blood glucose. But when the liver is overloaded due to medication buildup, processed foods, too much sugar, or late-night eating, it doesn't finish its job in time. By 4 a.m., the toxic load hits the bloodstream. Your body senses discomfort. Some people feel hot. Some feel anxiety. Some wake up thirsty or dry-throated. That's your body screaming, "I couldn't finish cleaning." If you went to bed with a heavy stomach, high insulin, or even just took an over-the-counter painkiller too late, your liver is struggling. Night after night, this stress builds up, and eventually other systems start to weaken too. But wait, there's another system, one that's less talked about. The emotional system. Oh, you weren't expecting this one, were you? Let me explain. 4 a.m. is also when your brain's limbic system activates to prepare for the day. This system controls memory, emotion, fear, and reflexes. In calm individuals, this moment is peaceful. In stressed or lonely elders, it becomes a moment of emotional flooding. The subconscious pulls old fears, regrets, isolation, unspoken pain. And guess what? Your body doesn't know how to separate emotional from physical stress. To the nervous system, fear is fear. Whether it comes from a heart attack or a heartbreak, waking up at 4 a.m. gasping, sometimes that's not the lungs. It's the mind. What happens next? You try to go back to sleep, but your blood sugar is unstable, your oxygen is low, your heart is confused, and your emotions are flickering like a broken light bulb. It's the perfect storm, quiet, deadly, and timed exactly for when nobody's watching. Now let's connect this to the fifth system, temperature regulation. Between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., your body reaches its coldest internal temperature. This is biologically normal, but for seniors with compromised circulation, thyroid issues, or diabetes, the drop is too sharp. Blood thickens, muscles tense, the brain's hypothalamus misfire. People with poor blanket use or sleeping in drafty environments risk sudden cold exposure spikes, which increase heart strain and raise chances of cardiovascular episodes. Do you ever wake up cold between 3:45 a.m. and 4:15 a.m., even though the room felt fine at bedtime? That's the core temp drop. And if your nerves or vessels can't adapt, you're in danger. Add one more twist: medications. Taking blood thinners, beta blockers, or sedatives before sleep. You're altering every system we just mentioned, and most elders take these meds with minimal sleep monitoring. Now here's the scary part. Many of the elders who passed in their sleep had perfect lab results, normal EKGs, no clear cause, but their deaths were still rooted in imbalance. They didn't die because something happened. They died because too many small things happened at once, and the body couldn't respond in time. These deaths don't scream, they whisper, they sneak, they wear the mask of peace, but they're preventable if you understand how the systems connect and what to change. Let's begin changing that, one system at a time. Let's start by fixing what happens inside the body before 4 a.m. The first point of correction is your breathing. It sounds simple, but for elders, breathing becomes complex without warning. Most don't even realize that their oxygen drops at night because they're not gasping, they're not choking, they're just floating in light sleep, hovering on the edge of consciousness while the brain stays half awake. During healthy sleep, oxygen saturation remains above 94%, but in people over 65, it often falls below 90%, especially if the sleeping posture is wrong. Lying flat can cause the tongue to fall backward, partially closing the throat. If you add weight gain, muscle loss, or chronic sinus congestion to that, the blockage becomes worse. You don't need to snore loudly to have a problem. A quiet sleeper can still be suffocating slowly. To help the body, the first step is adjusting posture. Slightly raising your upper body by 10 to 15 degrees reduces airway collapse. This doesn't mean sleeping sitting up. Instead, a wedge pillow, or even firm extra pillows under the shoulders, not just the head, can give the right angle. Avoid soft, sinking beds. The spine must stay aligned, and the chest must stay open. The more upright the chest, the easier the lungs can expand. Another correction is room humidity. Dry air narrows the bronchial tubes. Moisture allows easier airflow and supports the mucous membranes. Ideally, humidity should stay between 40% and 60%. If the air is dry or the nose feels crusty in the morning, it's a sign the lungs struggled. A bowl of water by the heater, or a cool mist humidifier, can restore this balance. Even the placement matters. Don't point the mist toward your face. Let it diffuse into the room. Now for the second correction, blood sugar rhythm. This is important because the liver begins its detoxification between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., using glucose to power the process. If your dinner was imbalanced, or if you have insulin resistance, this process gets interrupted. The body runs out of stable energy and sends emergency signals to the brain. That's when the panic sets in. You wake up at 4 a.m., feeling off, sweating, or slightly anxious. Your cortisol spikes to push the blood sugar back up. But that cortisol ruins sleep. And worse, it builds damage into your arteries over time. The solution is not eating sugar before bed. It's having the right kind of balance, 2 to 3 hours before sleep. The ideal dinner for elders includes 3 things: slow carbs, healthy fats, and clean protein. Examples include 1 bowl of lentils or chickpeas for complex carbs, paired with olive oil drizzled vegetables like zucchini or eggplant. Add 1 portion of fish like sardines or salmon or tofu if vegetarian. That mix gives stable glucose release for 5 to 6 hours, covers magnesium needs, and supports brain recovery. Avoid rice, white bread, sugary tea, or fruit juice at night. They spike and crash your glucose. Instead, if you want something slightly sweet, a sliced kiwi or a few soaked almonds do wonders. Kiwi increases serotonin and aids sleep onset. Almonds provide protein, magnesium, and a soft fat source to reduce nighttime cortisol spikes. Let's now move deeper into the nervous system. Elders are more vulnerable to disrupted parasympathetic function, the body's ability to slow down. This system activates only when the environment feels safe. If the lighting is wrong, the temperature is too sharp, or the brain is overstimulated, this system doesn't turn. To train it, the last hour before sleep must follow the same routine every day. This includes shutting off screens, dimming lights, and doing one slow breathing ritual. The simplest is the 4-7-8 breath. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, exhale softly through the mouth for 8. Do this 5 times only, not more. Too many causes hyperventilation. This breath pulls the vagus nerve into play, slowing the heart rate and stabilizing blood pressure. If you add a 10-minute walk around the house, or even gentle seated stretches with slow shoulder rolls and ankle rotations, you compound the calming effect. The goal is not to tire the body, it's to signal safety. A body that feels safe enters deep sleep fast. Many elders think tiredness equals good sleep. Nope. Tired muscles don't guarantee a rested brain. That's why you can sleep for 8 hours and still wake up foggy. Deep sleep is triggered not by exhaustion but by pattern and consistency. Now here's another layer to control: room temperature. Your internal body temp must drop slightly to enter deep sleep. That's why cooler rooms help. But for seniors with poor circulation, this drop can go too far. The key is balance. Keep the room between 64 degrees. Avoid electric blankets or direct hot air. Instead, warm your body before sleep with a light bath or foot soak in 100 water. Just 10 minutes. This increases circulation and allows the core temperature to drop afterward. If you've ever woken up shivering at 4 a.m., or if your hands feel icy under the blanket, your thermoregulation system is failing to adapt. In this case, wear cotton socks, not wool, and never cover your head with thick beanies. The body cools through the skin. Blocking it raises core heat and disturbs REM sleep. The next area we must focus on is breathing quality. It's not just about airflow, it's about oxygen extraction. Many elders breathe shallowly without realizing the diaphragm doesn't expand fully. This limits oxygen transfer to the blood. Shallow breathing weakens cell recovery, lowers immune response, and increases heart strain. The fix here is not deep breathing all night. That's impossible. It's training the body before bed. Try this. Sit upright. Place both hands on the lower belly. Inhale slowly and push the belly out. Don't lift the chest. Then exhale and feel the belly contract. Do 5 breaths like this. It resets the diaphragm. Once you lie down, your body remembers the rhythm and continues naturally. This is critical for elders with lung scarring, COPD, or those recovering from pneumonia. Even a small boost in nighttime oxygen can reduce memory loss over time. Studies show that elders who raise nighttime spot by just 2% report better concentration, better blood pressure, and lower inflammation markers after 30 days. And now, let's not forget the emotional anchor. If your last thought before sleep is worry, pain, fear, or regret, it shapes your neurochemical environment. The brain responds by holding back serotonin. It freezes melatonin, and it triggers the amygdala, the fear center. The result: a body that looks like it's sleeping, but inside is trapped in a stress loop. You can't stop bad thoughts, but you can replace them with patterns. The most powerful one, gratitude journaling. But not on a phone, not on an app. On paper. 3 lines. Before you lie down. One thing you're thankful for. One thing you forgive. One thing you hope. That's it. This resets the emotional center. It's not psychology. It's biology. Gratitude increases oxytocin and calms brainwave activity in elders more than any pill ever recorded in clinical tests. So when your body lies down and your heart slows and your brain finally lets go, you're not just drifting, you're recovering. And with each night, your odds of waking stronger become higher. Your body now understands how to breathe better, how to eat right, how to fall asleep safely. But that alone isn't enough. What happens in the middle of the night is just one half of the puzzle. The other half, it starts the moment your eyes open. Yep, the first 15 minutes after waking up set the tone for your entire nervous system. Ignore them, and the body slips into confusion. But use them well, and your heart, brain, and immune system begin to repair like never before. Let's talk about this with precision. When elders wake up suddenly around 4 a.m., most reach for their phone. Some go to the bathroom, then lie back down. Others stare at the ceiling, hoping they'll fall back asleep. But the brain doesn't work like that. Once the nervous system receives a cortisol spike to wake you. Yep, the same hormone that jolts you up. It creates a 90-minute cycle of alertness. If you lie in bed during this time, your heart becomes confused. Your brain enters beta activity without movement, and that mismatch creates fog, anxiety, and fatigue all day. So what should happen? Here's what clinical sleep specialists recommend for seniors. When you wake up at 4 a.m. or earlier, sit up. Don't rush out of bed, just sit. Let your legs dangle. Keep your spine upright and your chest open. Inhale slowly through your nose. Feel your belly rise. Exhale softly. Do this 3 times. Then, drink water. Dehydration is the silent trap of early waking. Your body loses nearly 1 liter of water every night through breathing and sweat. Even mild dehydration increases heart rate and raises blood viscosity, thickens your blood. That makes your heart work harder the second you try to move. The fix? Don't drink a full glass. Just half a glass of warm water. Yep, room temperature or slightly warm water is absorbed faster. Cold water shocks the stomach lining and slows absorption. If you're diabetic or have blood pressure swings, add a pinch of natural sea salt and a few drops of lemon. This creates a gentle electrolyte solution that stabilizes the nervous system. Now we're moving into circulation. Between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., blood flow to the brain increases naturally. But in elders, clogged arteries or stiff vessels reduce this flow. That's why slow movement matters. Don't jump into exercise, but stretch gently. Stand up slowly. Hold on to something stable. Then roll your shoulders back. Twist your torso left and right. Flex your ankles. Rotate your wrists. Hold a light towel with both hands and pull it wide, activating your chest. This isn't a workout. It's a signal to the brain. We are alive. We are ready. Let's go. Now let's talk food again. Breakfast is your most strategic meal, but only if done right. Most elders eat dry toast, cereal, or sugary tea. These destroy your morning energy. You need protein, fiber, and fat. Here's the ideal elder breakfast. 2 boiled eggs for choline and protein. 1 small bowl of steel-cut oats, not instant, with chia seeds and cinnamon. A few soaked almonds or walnuts for healthy fats. And 1 boiled potato or half an avocado. No sugar, no white bread, no cold milk. The goal is to provide sustained fuel for 4 to 6 hours. This prevents crashes, keeps the liver calm, and fuels the brain with steady glucose. Want a bonus? Add a slice of papaya or kiwi. These help digestion and gently promote serotonin production. Your mood improves by mid-morning. Now, let's move to light. Oh, this one is powerful. Natural morning sunlight within the first 30 minutes of waking regulates your circadian rhythm better than any supplement. When light enters your eyes, never stare directly into the sun. It signals the pineal gland to stop melatonin production and activates serotonin. That one switch improves sleep the following night by nearly 50%, according to multiple studies from sleep labs across Europe. So walk to the window, or better, step outside. Just 5 minutes. No sunglasses, no screens. Let your skin and eyes absorb that soft morning light. It's the most natural antidepressant available. And now we must speak about fear. Not the obvious kind, the quiet fear. The one that sits in your chest as you scroll through news, or think about your children or your health, or your partner who's no longer with you. This emotional weight doesn't scream, but it squeezes the heart. Elders who carry unspoken anxiety through the day show more nighttime arousals on sleep EEGs. That means your brain cannot enter full rest because it's holding back tears you never let out. There's a way to deal with it. It's not therapy. It's not journaling. It's walking with intention. Yep, a 15-minute walk in the morning, while softly repeating a line, any line of peace or hope, can lower cortisol, raise oxytocin, and help regulate the heartbeat. Try this. Walk slowly. Every 5 steps, say quietly to yourself, I am safe. I am strong. I am alive. Or if you prefer prayer, whisper that. If you prefer music, hum softly. But don't walk in silence with your worries. Replace them. Do this daily, and your nervous system rewires. Your brain reshapes its fear centers. This is science, not philosophy. Let's now protect the body through movement. After breakfast and before noon, the body is at its most active metabolic state. This is when strength training matters. Not gym workouts, not dumbbells, but simple movements using your own body. Elders should perform 10 bodyweight squats, 10 wall push-ups, and 5 arm circles each direction, every single day. This maintains muscle, and muscle protects the heart. Elders who preserve even 5% more muscle mass reduce their mortality by 32% over 10 years. This is not about fitness. This is about staying alive. Now one final system we haven't touched yet. Hydration cycles. Most elders drink water the wrong way. They avoid fluids to reduce bathroom trip, but that slowly shrinks your organs, reduces skin elasticity, stiffens joints, and weakens kidneys. The fix: drink half a glass every hour from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. No big gulps, just steady sipping. Add mint or cucumber if needed. Track your urine. It should be pale yellow, not dark, not clear. Avoid tea after 4 p.m. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Limit salt at dinner. This lets your kidneys rest and your bladder stay calm during sleep. By the time night returns, your system is quiet, clear, and ready. This is how you reset a failing rhythm. Not by medicine, not by miracle, but by logic, routine, and wisdom.